Hey there, everyone today is using emojis. It's a worldwide phenomenon. And now, it's a game. You try it. Well, did you get it right? Well, then you're an Emogenius. Well done.
Emogenius, the fast-paced code-cracking game that puts players' emoji skills to the test.
Panty. Granny panties.
Red Bull, correct!
Yeah, seeing there, so we got little monsters. Pinch, Nicki Minaj.
Chinese chicken. Chinese chicken salad.
Chinese chicken
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler, you're going home with
$10,000.
boom.
Emogenius, text to win.
Hunter March!
Thank you.
Flew that in. That is your chair.
Are you taking it home with me?
Well, sure. Right? Yeah, I'm getting, nobody's saying no.
No one's saying no. There we go.
That's all you need.
How are you guys doing? Yeah? Okay, good.
There we go. Nice, good vibe right now.
Yeah, they're like mediocre and happy.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
they're
you
like,
don't-
I'm okay.
But that's perfect because you don't want to start up here, right? Because then where do you go?
Yeah, exactly. Thank
Yeah.
you guys for starting low.
You know, that's how we roll here.
We're gonna build them up. No, I get it. Listen, I'm with you.
Hence the name of the show.
Yeah. There we go. We did it.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys later.
We've been looking for a great answer to that question. I think we just found it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Dude, congratulations. Thank you again for taking time to come and hang out with us, man. This is wonderful that you're here. And congrats. You know, we're going to talk about the show in a second. It's a ton of fun. I'm really excited about it. But also, you just put a book out, man.
Did just put a book
Yeah.
out. It's been a good year so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty good for you so far, right?
Yeah, the book is TBH, 51 True Story Collabs, and it's basically like a chicken soup for the soul. I think we all grew up pretending, like telling our parents that we did read Chicken Soup, when really we kind of skimmed it. But I read Chicken Soup, and it helped me a lot in a lot of different ways, and I wanted to write a book, and I didn't have enough stories to fill up my own book, so I wrote about half the book, and then I had my friends each write a story, and they're all influencers in the digital space, and some great stories. Like, they wrote stories that I could never tell. Like,
Why not? Why not?
Well, for example, a friend of mine wrote a story about getting her period, which is a story that I cannot tell.
Well, hang on now. You could tell it. Wouldn't be right. I don't think you have that viewpoint.
At this point, 26 years old, I'm starting to doubt I'll ever be able to tell
Never
that
gonna
story.
happen. Yeah.
I've heard of late puberty, but I think I'm past that point.
But I think one of the things I love about you is your optimism, so don't give up.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so the book came out, and that was exciting. And then literally right afterwards, we started shooting Emogenius, and it's coming out this week. Yeah.
I believe tonight. I was looking. I mean, I could be wrong about that. I looked that up.
Depending on when you're airing this tonight.
Oh, we're live.
Oh, we're live? Then not tonight.
Not tonight. Got it. Perfect.
If we're
Perfect.
live, then no.
No.
I think it airs on the 14th. It was
14th.
going to air, what is the date? The 7th?
Yeah.
Was going to air tonight.
Got
and
it.
then we realized we're not better than the NBA Finals, so we're gonna wait.
Good call. Good call.
I don't know if I was supposed to be revealing stuff. I'm pretty young. I think they don't want me talking about everything, but
I don't think that could get you in trouble. I mean, that's a pretty rational decision to make, right?
And this is how much I got paid. No, I'm just kidding. That's too far. That's
The
too far.
contestants they were walking away with more. Is that what you're saying than you were?
The contestants had a pretty good gig. They come onto the show, they look at some emojis, and they have a chance to win $10,000. And regardless, they win thousands of dollars.
Pretty sweet deal.
For not winning, you get a lot of money.
That's not bad at all. I got to ask you why. Just to go back to the book for a second. Why 51? It's very Price is Right of you, right? Of like,
Yeah.
You know?
Because someone else said 50.
Exactly. You got to
And
put that $1 on it.
I'm kind of that D-bag.
You're that guy.
No, it's 51 just because of how many of my friends said no to being a part of the book. Would have been more. Would have been more. But only, I think...
Must be 75.
Yeah, 24 of my friends, which is about 22 more than I had growing up in high school and middle school. They all agreed to do it, and the stories are incredible. Like, really, really good stuff. And on top of my stories, I think we created a book that no matter who you are... Like, what's your name? Adina could even pull a story from the book.
Perfect.
Yeah. Unless you're looking for a story about a guy who got his first period, in which case...
Not in there.
I hate to harp on that, but you're out of luck.
But that's why you leave room for another book.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Maybe that's why we didn't do 75, because we're saving
a little bit for later. Pull back a bit.
Yeah.
How's the fan response been so far? People are excited, right? They're really digging it. You've seen a lot of stuff on Twitter.
Yeah. I mean, just to get a tweet about anything is pretty cool, but to get a tweet saying, hey, I saw your book in Target or Barnes & Noble, and I bought it, it's really cool. And the coolest part about the book is, one, it's with Scholastic, which is a dream come true for me, because Scholastic is like the only thing I really grew up reading. And so when they wanted to do it, I was head over heels, just excited for the opportunity. And then through some finagling, we decided to do, for every book sold, we're donating a copy of any Scholastic book to the Pajama Program, which donates books and pajamas and things to children in homes that they might not necessarily have, specifically pajamas a lot. Yeah. But yeah, we're donating a ton of books, and that was probably the best part of the tour that we did, is I got to stop at a girl's home and actually talk to them and meet them, and they were excited for the book, and that was the highlight of the whole trip.
That's pretty amazing, and that's awesome. You know, I was doing, in my research, I came across something. I thought this was pretty great. This is where I came with the fan response question, because I was dying to know. I might be biased, but I love this book and everyone in it. But for those that can't see the extra line, can you just go to the next one real quick? You wrote your own review.
Yeah.
You gave your own book a 5-star review. And
I was honest. I might be biased.
Was that just trying to get the ball rolling? Just get a couple out there, throw a couple ideas in the ball?
You know, I didn't go into writing a book being like, this is the future of media. I kind of went into the book being like, this is an incredible opportunity. I think it's a way for a lot of people to experience something different. Like, I think the reason people go to online is because all of our attention spans are getting dramatically shorter. And so that's why this book is all short stories. You can pick up the book, read a quick one, and then not feel like a waste of space when you put the book down in 30 minutes because you're bored. At least you finished a story. That was my life growing up, is I couldn't finish books, and short stories were always empowering to me as a student. So that became this book.
Awesome. Well, congrats on the book and the release and everything. Like TBH, guys, it's out there now. Go get it. Write a review on Amazon. Enjoy it. I want to get into this show, Emogenius.
Let's do it.
So, you ready?
Yeah, I've been ready, dude.
Perfect. So let's talk about it. You said you were working on this. You started filming right after the book, or same time, or no? How did that work out?
Well, I'd been writing the book for about the past year and a half.
Yeah.
And then it came out in April, and then we were prepping, and then we shot in June. So we shot right after the book came out, and then the show comes out in June. So it's been a busy 3 months.
Yeah. Did GSN come to you with the idea for an emoji-based show? Did you want to do an emoji game show? How did it all kind of come together?
It was weird. There's a super funny little quick story. I had never done anything really on TV besides a couple little spots, and I asked my people, I'm like, hey, how come I can't go out for TV stuff? They're like, because you don't have anything on TV already. And I was like, well, that sucks for me. That seems like never ending.
Yeah.
So then I go in for a meeting with GSN, and they're like, hey, we're doing this emoji show. You should come in and test for it. And I did. And I thought, that was great. I want to do more of this stuff. And they're like, well, if you get this show, you'll be able to get more TV opportunities. So then I get the call. I got the show. Called my mom, because I'm still a child. And
I don't think you're ever too old to call your mom.
No,
and
you're never
celebrate,
too
right?
old.
No matter what.
I was too old to be crying to my mom. But yeah.
But that...
So I called her, I told her, and then I told my team, I was like, hey, I got that. Anything come in? They're like, you have an email from MTV. They want you to audition for a show. And I was like, okay. I responded, and they were like, ooh, sorry, I heard you got a new TV show. We're looking for someone with no TV experience to be the host of the show.
No way.
I swear. That's a true story. That's a true story, but that kind of sums up entertainment.
That is incredible. We
yeah.
want someone who's never done this job before and has no idea how it works, and I see you've done 5 minutes of one thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What are they voted for?
I have no idea. I'm going to find out, and I'm going to be upset. I'm going to call my mom.
That's insane.
Yeah, but this show was I think they looked at me as like, this guy's done online stuff. He has the hosting experience, because I've hosted for so many years online and done thousands of videos, which I think you can only really do online. I'm sure you've hosted thousands as well at this point.
Hundreds of thousands at this point.
Yeah. And so when they met me, I think they were just like, this guy looks like he calls his mom crying using emojis. So
that's our
he's
guy.
the guy. He's the guy.
You know, just to go back to that point for a second, you have done thousands and thousands of videos and stuff like that. Is it hard do you have to kind of swallow that frustration of like, oh, we want someone who's been on TV? And it's like, guys, if you took 2 seconds and looked at the mountain of work I've produced so far, I've been on TV, just your kids' TV, probably. Not
Yeah,
like, you know what I
your kids' smaller TV that they put into their pockets. It was never really frustrating for me until the taste was in my mouth that I could maybe be on TV one day. Yeah. But I mean, I was so happy. I was just content being able to produce videos. And I think when you're doing online stuff, there's no idea I've had where someone said you can't do that. Yeah. And I think if you get into TV, that starts happening a lot. And I think I've enjoyed the best of both worlds. Hannah Montana. And now I just get to kind of transition. I think I got to transition at the perfect time. I think there's a lot of young people, especially in my industry of being online and digital talent, who get famous at like 9 years old.
Yeah, it's getting earlier and earlier, man.
Yeah.
Crazy, yeah.
And I think when you were doing TV before, like you were a Disney kid 10 years ago, it was still your parents bringing you to the auditions and stuff.
Right.
Now it's just kids with their phones and there's no supervision. Parents don't realize until they have 1 million followers.
Yeah.
And it's just really dangerous. And it's kind of scary for me as someone who wants to have kids one day. Not too soon.
So don't get any ideas, audience?
Don't attack me. And so, I just want to, I think I got into it at the perfect time. I had worked in the industry for so long. I'd done so many videos that now I just kind of appreciate everything, and that's for me. Yeah.
They heard that kid thing and they were like,
Yeah.
this guy's getting a kid now.
This guy could get pregnant at any minute. We have to come and get him.
He's already had his first period. We've heard about that story. So clearly.
They're watching live. Yeah.
Well, we've got a pretty big audience.
Okay.
I wanted to, you watch, even in just those few short clips that we've seen at the top of the show here, you obviously slip into this role pretty easily. You're pretty comfortable doing it. Have you always wanted to be a game show host? Because I know, and we can talk about this in a second too, that kind of runs in the family. But like, was this something you always wanted to do? Not just be on TV, but like host a fun show like this?
Hosting has been a thing since about middle school or like early high school. There was a talent show at my school. I'm sure everybody's been in a talent show before, seen a talent show at their school. But it's usually like kids who are singing Oasis or John Mayer, and then kids who are like tutting with their finger dancing or whatever. Like, it's weird. It's not really a good venue. And I had nothing that I could do. I wasn't a great dancer. I'm a horrible singer. And you can't really act that much in high school. There's only a play or two a year. And so I was like, man, I really want to be in the talent show. It seems incredible. I can't, though. What do I do? And then I saw that they were auditioning for a host. And I was like, that's perfect. And then I messed it up so bad. I was horrible. The good news was I was better than the next kid.
Oh, that's how you gotta be. You don't have to outrun a bear. You just gotta be faster than your friend. That's it, right?
Exactly. And so I got the role. I loved it. I kind of fell in love. And then from there on, I just kind of realized that hosting was a potential thing. Yeah. I didn't realize how far it could go. And then I didn't understand that game shows were a thing until I hosted my first game show for digital. And then I was like, I would love to do this.
It's so much fun.
Yeah, because I think you have a remarkably difficult job because every guest is different. It's this blank canvas. I've done this. I did, the live interviews for so long. Wow. It's so difficult. Yeah. Most guests are horrible.
They're not all Hunter March, I'll tell you that.
They're not, but they're not even like, I'm giving you my all right now because I know how difficult it can be.
You are bringing it. Can I tell you?
That's all
forget about
I
this
want.
for a second. Killing it.
Hey, honestly, dude. Honestly, forget about them for a second.
Yeah, this is.
You guys turn around. Go. Yeah. You stay on your phone. No,
please get off your phone. Please get off your.
Yeah, no, I just get how hard it is. So, like, when I got to game show, I was telling everybody, I was like, this is the easiest job in the world. The game's already there. I don't have to worry about it. I just get to have fun. And then everybody I would say that to was like, game show's really difficult. That just seems to be your thing. And at that point, I realized, like, wow, I'm so lucky that every step I've taken has led me to be a game show host at 26 years old. Yeah, and as you said, it runs in the family, so.
Well, I was going to say, just real quick, because I do want to get to some games and open it up to the audience in a second, but I thought this was pretty awesome. So your grandfather, Hal March, was a game show host, pretty famous game show host, in fact, back in the 50s. Was I can't remember, $64 million or $64,000 question?
$64,000 question. $64 million question,
like
today's version.
Yeah, it would be today's version. I couldn't do the math on that.
That's the first question in today's game shows. This one's worth $64 million, so.
But when did you become aware of that connective tissue and the fact that it was in the family? Was that something you grew up knowing, and then all of a sudden you were like, oh, I kind of like this too? Or would your parents like save that until they saw you kind of took a shine to it?
I always knew. I knew that it also skipped a generation. My dad did not go into game show. He went into construction and cared more about girls than he did anything. And so we kind of had, I had like the rich dad, poor dad things. I was living with him on the weekends, and it never really, my grandfather's life never really had that effect. I think when your grandpa's an actor and then you grow up in a, Brentwood home and you're surrounded by other actors, maybe it's in your life. Right. But for me, it wasn't. It wasn't until that I watched him online on YouTube, ironically. I watched a clip of his show, and I was like, wow, he has a lot of the same mannerisms I do, and I've never watched him before. I've never seen him do his thing. And at that point, I was like, okay, it's for sure in the blood a little bit. And the fact that game show was his thing, I mean, the biggest game show host in the world, because there was only 4 channels at that time.
At most.
Yeah, on a good day.
Exactly.
And so, now that I get to do that, it's so funny. I'm very thankful. I always say that I think he's watching, and he's looking down, and he's thinking to himself, what the hell is an emoji?
Sounds perfect.
Sounds like something he would say.
Well, to that end, what the hell is an emoji? Let's go ahead. I heard backstage that we have some games you're going to walk us through. We're going to play a couple together.
Love to, yeah.
I figured I would do 1 or 2, and then we'd start working with the audience here and maybe give them a chance to play as well.
See if there's any. Does anyone here want to win $10,000?
Hang on, we don't. How about
Unfortunately, we don't have that. It's just the gameplay part.
You could give them your chair.
One of you will go home with this chair.
So let's get into it. You're going to walk us through. If we can get the first one up here, you just kind of tell me how this works. We get the emojis, and then now what?
All right. Your first category is movie.
Got it.
What is this?
Well, to be fair, this one was in the commercial. It's the Notebook.
It is the Notebook.
That one is easy.
Okay,
right?
that's cheating, and stop that.
No, it's a warm-up. It's a warm-up.
That's an easy warm-up. Hey, we gave you the answer 2 minutes ago. See if you can figure this one out.
How you warm up.
Okay, let's go to the next one. This is category TV show.
Okay, well, no, all right, they're already yelling it out. I didn't even have a chance to process it, guys.
Welcome to being a host. You have nothing for yourself. It's all everyone else's.
You're telling me it's about the audience at this point?
Believe me, I'm not happy about it either.
Everybody's screaming out Dancing with the Stars. I'm going to have to say Dancing
Everybody's
with the Stars.
right. It is Dancing with the Stars. Well done.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
All right. Now that you've had your weird little opportunity at doing this, we're gonna let them get a chance to do it.
I think it's a better idea.
Who wants to go first? Anyone feel confident right now? We'll do one at a time, and then we'll see. We'll let the whole crowd. You want to raise your hand, but you're so meek about it. What's your name? Rendon.
Randy.
Rendy.
Yes.
All right, I like that name. I don't know if you're messing with me or not, but I like it anyway. Rendy, you ready for your first question?
Yeah, sure.
Randy, can you
All
see?
right.
You want...
Yeah, stand up if you need to. What TV show is this?
All right, he's thinking.
That's the, I got it. Even if you don't know it, you could say, Any idea, Rendy? It's a TV show.
Okay.
Don Draper might be one of the stars.
Oh, Mad Men.
There we are.
Man.
That makes sense.
Forget about the clue. You got it. $10,000.
Round of applause for Randy.
All right. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Right here up in front. What's your name? Oh, it's Adina. Did you say still? Because I asked you earlier. That's this girl emoji, sassy. All right, let's go. Your category is food.
Ooh.
If you know it, be quiet.
Wait. Oh, it's a food.
Or it's, maybe like a
Shit.
food chain, restaurant, food/beverage. Don't give her hints. This is for a fake $10,000.
Is Dwayne Reid across the street? No.
There's Dwayne Reid. Yeah, this is Dwayne Reid.
There's no food across
Dwayne's
the
a star. He loves to read his
street.
money.
Wait. It's a lot of money.
What's the most popular chain in the world, food or beverage?
Starbucks.
Well done. You did it.
Thank you, Dina.
If this was a trivia show, you'd have won a fake 10 grand. How about you guys can all just yell this one out, right?
Yeah, you want to do that?
Yeah, let's
That seems
see.
like the better way to
First
go.
one to yell it out wins. This is a sport. Well done.
There we are.
It wasn't even like who said it first. It was you. 100%. Rose Bowl is correct. All right, let's go to the next one. This is a movie.
Well, there is an alien.
E.T. Someone on this side said it first. What's going on this side? You guys?
Is it because I'm in the way again? I can move. Yeah, you know, it's me. That's on me. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I'll go back over here.
Story of being a host. All right, let's go to the next one. I don't know how many of these we have, but we'll keep
We
playing.
had 10 total, but I think we have a couple left.
Holiday.
Oh. There you go.
Someone on this side said Earth, and I'm just going to give it to you.
Yeah.
Earth Day is correct. Let's go to the next one. Celebrity.
Well, that is one of them. Was that Randy?
Pictionary. What would this maybe allude you to? What category would this?
Sing.
No.
Bruce Springsteen?
What? And it just because I'm curious. You saw this and you said, "I know." Everyone else can be quiet for a second. It's The Voice. No. How did you get The Voice? And you said forget
enough.
about the other three.
That's a theme.
Mistake.
Because somebody guessed The Rock. You can't just pick one, guys. It's all of them. You've got to. It tells a story.
Dr. House. Okay. Did anyone else have a guess? It's a singer who sings this.
I mean,
A celebrity, not the show. It's
Yeah.
not a show. So think of a person. The celebrity is a singer. He sings a song with a prison, otherwise known as a jail
There you go.
house rock. Elvis Presley. Listen,
I don't think we-
It's a while,
yeah.
but we got there.
are we still
Elvis
going to give them the
Presley.
fake 10,000? Are they?
That one deserves a fake $2. It took us a while to get there. Let's go to the next one.
That was instant.
These really got
And as the group-
increasingly difficult.
It was a roller coaster ride, really.
Yeah, Men in Black is correct. Let's
I
see if
think-
we have another one.
I think this is our last one.
This is our last one.
This is the last one.
We really didn't order these in the right way.
No, we could have done better with that. Can I ask a question, though?
Sure.
Is the baseball one necessary? Because it's just... Because now it's home run baseball, which I think was a Sega game, right?
You know what? I think for a few people in this audience, yeah, it's
Yeah,
necessary.
it might have
The
been.
rest of them, they're fully aware. You guys did an incredible job. Round of applause.
Round of
for
applause.
yourselves. And you guys are all going home with a fake $10,000. So
That was awesome. We've got a couple of minutes left, and I see some microphones in the room. Let's take some questions before we get out of here. The first one's going to be over here, I believe.
Hey,
Hi.
how are you?
I'm great, Howard. Thank you so much. He didn't ask me, so thank you.
I failed yet again.
So my question is, you're 26, you've written a book, you've also done a TV show, and I'm just curious, is there a piece of advice that someone gave to you that you take with you whenever you're given an opportunity or you're hearing of something and you feel like, oh, I might not be able to do it, but then this piece of advice pushes you forward?
Oh, man, it's like the best question ever. For a fake $10,000, I'll answer this. I think I've gotten very lucky that I've had a lot of mentors. I think growing up, my parents were just super supportive. And, you know, my mom said when I got my internship at Optimism, which was one of my first jobs in the industry, she said, you can be an intern there for 2 months. But if they're not paying you after that, you have to get a real job to either support that or to, you know, do full time. And I was there for a week, and then I got a full-time job there. And I think that's like a very lucky thing. I was also really prepared. I'd worked so hard before that, and I was a grip, I was a gaff, I did art department. I did everything in the industry that I could because I never wanted to turn down work. And everyone I talked to kind of looked at me as this young, hungry kid because I was always very adamant and open about how much I wanted to learn from these people. And people love being respected. So I think treat people as if they have something to teach you, and they will. And then just kind of be aware that there's a lot of opportunities that are going to come up. And unless you physically don't have the time or the you know, for some reason you can't do it, do it. Because you might meet the right person, even if it's veering left a little bit from your career trajectory. Oh boy, wrong answer.
We're going to have you try again. You get one
Yeah.
more shot. One more.
What do you want to do? You want to do bank robbing? What did we just catch you in? Yeah, I would just say learn from people and be open to learning. That's the biggest thing. You're never you're never supposed to tell someone, that you're learning from that you don't want that information. And sometimes you're tired and you're like, I get it, boss. Take it all in,
That was great. You pulled through in the end.
Thank you.
That was
Apparently
an awesome
not
answer.
to that guy honking. Okay.
Next question right here in the front.
Hey, Hunter. So since it's an emoji show, 2 questions. What's your favorite emoji, but what's also your most used emoji?
I wish I had my phone with me right now. I think for a while, I thought this emoji, that it was like something like this. I thought that was, because my smile is so big, I thought they made that for me. And then it wasn't until I saw what it actually meant, like I saw the Unicode, it says cringe. So I'm just, I always thought I was smiling to my friends and it's just me like awkwardly cringing to them. That's my most used, still, because I don't care. And my favorite is maybe some of the weirder ones that no one uses. Like there's a pink cookie with like a swirl in the middle. Use that for everything. Because then you're guaranteed that your friend's going to text back and be like, P.S., why'd you use that? Keep the conversation going.
That's nice.
Good question.
I believe we have time for one more question, and it's going to be right here.
Hi. Since you started hosting, what have you learned since you started doing the show?
Since I started doing this show or all the shows?
No, like either
This
way.
show, right here.
Since I did this show.
What have you learned in this room today?
That you're a great host.
Oh, stop it. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was...
You're really good. You're really good.
I really appreciate... I'm going to give you the check after, like we discussed.
Thank you.
Yeah. Legal name March, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I've learned something different on every show I've been on, again, because I've just been so eager to learn. I think the thing I learned on this show was TV pays better than digital. No, the thing I learned...
That's your big takeaway.
The team from Game Show Network is like, stop it. No, I learned on this show that people are... it's so funny. Everybody's different. All the contestants that come on, because this is obviously contestant-driven. You just kind of vibe with them. Like, one little thing is, if if you're with a guest or a contestant, they're very quiet, you kind of got to pull, and you got to be very focused, and you got to know where that little bit they give you was, and how can you kind of turn a whole bit into that. And then if you have someone who's a rambunctious person, like they're taking the whole show, they're crazy, they're wild, you just kind of sit back, and you let them kind of run it, and all you have to do is just transition when you need to, but let them kind of do their thing. Yeah. And then the one thing that I've kind of learned over the past year is that as a host, your job, I don't know if you're asking this because you want to be a host or just because someone gave you this question to ask. But if you want to be a host, I think, and maybe you can attest to this, you're just the conduit for the larger audience watching. So when you're watching a host, you may not notice it, but if someone says something and the host doesn't immediately pick up on it, you're like, that was weird. Why didn't he talk about that? That was funny. Why didn't he laugh? That was a great, why didn't, like if I'm asking you questions, I'm like, hey, tell me a story about your book. And then you're like, wrote about cheating on all my partners ever. And then I'm like, great, now tell me about your TV show. Everyone's like, what the hell just happened? Did he just admit that? Yeah, so you just want to be, you want to be thinking what the audience is thinking, and you want to be at the height of who the audience is. So you want to be the funniest the audience can be. You want to be the smartest. You want to be the most caring. And you just want to be likable. That's the thing. So being likable, like you remember earlier when I was making fun of you guys the entire time? Probably shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move on my part. But I'm also not the host this time. So
that would be something you learned here today.
Thank you. What a beautiful message to learn. This is great.
Regrettably, we're out of time. I do have to say farewell and let you go because you have 1,000,001 things to do. But thank you again for being here. Congrats on the show. The book, TBH, guys, check it out. Emogenius premieres not tonight. You're welcome, MBA. Right? But on the 14th, I believe you said.
On the 14th,
on GSN. One more time, everybody. Hunter March, come on.
Thank you, guys.